Hi guys, it's an absolute pleasure to be talking to both of you today. It's a as a My Hero Academia fan, it's once in a lifetime opportunity. So I'm so happy to be able to talk to you about the new movie. So thank you.
Too kind. Thank you.
My first question really would be obviously we've got Midoriya and we've got Rhodey. Um, where do we find these two characters in the third movie?
Uh, so as far as Deku is concerned, the movie starts out with sort of this a international hero mission. It's sort of they're in different waters and trying to attack a villain organization that is exists outside of their normal homeworld. So that's pretty exciting to see heroes rallied from across the countries to unite for whatever cause is has rallied them. And then one thing leads to another, and Deku kind of gets to meet the locals.
It's a good way to put it. Yeah, I think the best thing said is that Rhodey's a local, and it's better to know less about him. It's good to keep some secrecy. I think he's going to be a fun character to properly introduce to the My Hero Academia universe.
For sure. And what was it like joining the My Hero Academia universe as someone who's come from within?
Oh man, very, 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 very special. This probably means the most to me out of any job or anything I've had the pleasure of working on yet, because I've been a massive fan for a very long time, not just of the series itself, but Justin and Colleen and everyone who works on this show. It's such an extraordinary piece of work all around, and I've always been a superhero fan, so it was a really, really big emotional moment when I realized that I was actually going to be a part of it. And I've said it already to Justin a few times, but I'm still very much processing what's real.
I bet. And I think what's so great about these movies is they get bigger and bigger and bigger. And this is the third movie, and they're still there's this escalation. And when we look at this, the villains and the stakes, they're just kind of drastically going up. And what is it, do you think, sets this movie apart from the previous two?
In my personal opinion, I think this movie is really interesting because the first two movies explored like strengthening bonds that already existed. The first one was largely about Deku and All Might's his past and how he chooses to share it. And of course, the second movie is very much invested in Bakugo and Izuku's relationship. And now here, for the first time, we sort of finally see a relationship bud from nothing. They are two like sort of unlikely friends who meet in dire circumstances, and we see them navigate starting their friendship for the first time. And I think that's really cool. You don't often get to see that in a shonen hero movie like this. So I think people are going to be really excited to get to know Rhodey in general.
Brilliant. Yeah, I think what was really nice was you've got this new character, but also they click instantly. There's this kind of bond that they just share, and it's this idea of two polar opposite sort of people, and how they help each other and how they kind of adjust to being with each other. And what was the recording like, trying to make that bond authentic, and just the overall process of kind of embodying those characters?
Well, I can say for me, I've loved Justin's voice and work for a very long time. And it's been so, like, I've been touched by it, like, genuinely. Like, I mean, he's brought me to tears before, just so getting to actually hear his voice, like, in some of these sessions, because we would kind of work, like, some days he'd have me ahead of time, and some days I'd record ahead of him. And when I did get to actually hear him in the scenes, it was like, oh my God, like, it was this moment of really processing, like, so it was easy to have that relationship. And I think we all have friends who are in our real lives who are like polar opposites, and kind of, if someone looked on the outside, it would be, oh, like, how are these people close with each other, because they seem so different. And that's usually what makes it such a special friendship. So I think it was that combination of, like, the writing is so pure and Justin is so wonderful that I just instantly, I didn't have to think, I just felt.
Oh, that's lovely to see. And it does come across in the movie that there is this instant click. And yeah, it's a really nice relationship to follow that that I think a lot of people are gonna kind of attach themselves to and just really enjoy for what it is.
That means a lot. Thank you.
And I think that brings me on to my next question is, characters like Deku, Bakugo, and definitely Rhodey mean so much to people. Are there any pressures when you're voicing these characters who mean so much to us all around the world? Are there any sort of like worries or concerns?
Yeah, I think that's perfectly natural, especially given how the series has just blown up in popularity. It means so much to, especially, kids watching this growing up and seeing these characters as heroes and role models, and everyone gets to pick their favorite one. Yeah, but I think we've developed a lot of support internally in the production side, and we've got an amazing director, Colleen. I just trust her implicitly at this point to lead me down the right path. She knows best. So yeah, I think there's an expectation that we want to do right by, and fans, they are so ravenous with this media and reading the manga, especially. They know every story beat that's going to come our way. But I think the most important thing is that we just give it our all every time. Work hard and trust the process.
Yeah, I think, we always put our heart into everything we do regardless, but especially me coming in as the outsider, as the new guy onto this thing that I'm very much aware of how much it means to people. I definitely went in with a sense of responsibility and duty to not just do right by the work, but also its fans and my peers who really do such a beautiful job at being so uplifting and wonderful. And I'm honored to be a part of something that can spread that message. So it felt like, there's a duty there.
Definitely. And Justin touched up on it, of just what a worldwide phenomena this is. And we've got cosplay, we've got fan art, and it's just, I think movies like this, especially with the year that people have had, I think we're going to see a lot of people just coming together for just this one big event. And I think the fact that this is focused on friendship and connectivity, I think that's going to touch a lot of people, but still satisfy in the big epic scale that is My Hero Academia. I think I'll end on one question for you both. If you were to have a quirk, what quirk would you have?
Personally, I'm very food motivated. I always have been. So my perfect quirk would be, you go to a restaurant, you eat your favorite dish, and you're like, wow, how do they make this so good? Well, I would know how they make it so good because I can register every seasoning, every spice that goes in, what ratio, etc. The trick is just cooking it.
That's a good one.
That's a very good one. That's a very
dangerous,
good one.
Right?
I'm taking you to dinner. I've thought about this because it's something that people have recently been asking me, and I'm like, oh, I really should think about this. And my genuine answer is, I wish I had the ability to make everyone a little bit more compassionate, because I think that it's not necessarily about agreeing with each other and completely seeing eye to eye, but just being that much more willing to understand one another and create hopefully a kinder world. I think that would be nice.
Oh, well, thank you so much. It's I've gone through everything I can, and my mind is still registering the movie, and I can't wait to see it.
Thank you,
I just want to
James.
say a huge thank you to for bringing these characters to life and being able to talk to me about them. It's an absolute honor. It really is. So thank you so much.
That
James, of
means a
course.
ton, and I love that we have this glasses triangle trifecta thing
Yes.
going on
Yes.
with our powers combined.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, Super Friends. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure to hit the subscribe button just down below and hit the bell so that you can get notified whenever we release brand new videos. In fact, there's 2 more waiting for you to watch right here below. So what are you waiting for? Why not click play?